Good evening, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you're listening to this episode. Welcome to Two Left Thumbs. This is episode 87. We are absolutely climbing up to 100. Welcome. This is your weekly source of gaming news and updates. And in this week's episode, it is huge, absolutely massive. The PS5 is finally here. It's going to be pretty much one of the main topics we're going to be covering. There are a few others in there. We're going to be looking at Star Wars Squadrons, which was officially revealed, which is out this October. Destiny 2 with its next-gen details and its Beyond Light expansion revealed. And JB Hi-Fi getting in trouble in Australia over a pretty poor take on The Last of Us setup they had. We also have the best weekly deals from a range of publishers across all the gaming platforms. And remember, if you are listening to this right now, leave a rating, share the podcast around as it helps us grow and get more people to listen to us. My name is Gray as a Gamer. Joined with me is the one and the only Deaf Puppies. Hey, man.
Hi, how are we?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. You know, it's been a big fucking week, dude.
Like gaming week or working week?
Or just news in general. Like
it has.
There's so much this week. Like you were talking about there's stuff in here like we're not even covering. Like
there's heaps. There is so much. So I did the run sheet this week for people listening, and there was so much there. We would probably be sitting here talking for hours and hours and hours to try and cover it. So we have culled out a few things, but yeah, it is. Well, you got to think it's practically E3 week, really.
Yeah. Well, this I think last Wednesday or something was the mark of what would have been the start of E3 this week. So. All the news is coming out to play, and it's fucking wonderful. It
is really, really good. Before we go diving into that, though, talk to me. Just give us a bit of a brief recap. What have you been into this week?
So, two things this week. I uninstalled Minecraft Dungeons. So what happened was I've told you about my experience with Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yes, you have.
So I was playing the game. My PC crashes. My entire save's gone. 30 hours of dungeon crawling gone. Everything, all my gear, my character, everything is totally wiped. So I was like, fuck you, never playing that game again. And the worst part is there's no cross save either, right? So I went to play a few rounds with my kids the other day, and I'll get my character out, it's be fucking sweet. I can just hang around and have a bit of fun with them. But no, it gave me a stock standard character because there's no cross save, which seems like a huge missed opportunity.
That is just redonkulous. I wouldn't even imagine that it wouldn't have been a thing. Like it's.
I know. So did I. Just assumed. Oh, it's on both. It'll be crossplay apparently, or cross save at least. It's not. It is very much not.
It's crossplay though, isn't it? So it's crossplay.
I haven't got crossplay to work.
But it is a thing, though. It is on there?
I can see people on my friends list on Xbox, on my PC list in the game, but I haven't managed to be able to get them to invite, or for the invite to actually work. So I'm not sure if it's either broken or it's not actually a thing. Which is, again, massive missed opportunity for that.
Man, I can't believe that. How does that even work? So it's got no cloud saves or anything like that? It doesn't back up anything?
Nope.
Nothing. So it just deleted your entire thing.
It has cloud saves. I'm assuming it might have something to do with, because I've had this happen before with a different game. I'm assuming it has something to do with the way the Xbox Game Pass app works.
Okay.
The way it saves. So yeah, because same thing with Kingdom Come. My PC crashed while I was playing it, and I lost my entire save and had to start again.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's rough, man. Yeah. That's twice, that sucks. Twice.
I mean, it's okay because Dungeons I wasn't super invested in. It was just something kind of nice to kind of chill and mindlessly kind of click around and do things.
Yeah,
it was a good chill game, but I'm not grinding all that again. It was terrible.
No. Screw that.
Aside from that, I've been into Uncharted 4 still. About 3/4 of the way through now. I played a good chunk of it last night.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm alright. I'm fun. I'm up to the second part where you drive through in the car. So you're in the jungle bit.
Yeah.
And you're driving up the river. Yeah, so I'm just getting past there now. Yeah, it's been okay. Story's
Must be getting
still
all
really
Uncharted out.
No, I'm okay. Like, once I'm done with 4, I'm gonna be fucking done for a while.
Yeah,
but I'm not like
proper done.
proper done. But right now, I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is okay. Like, it's interesting, like when you play them so close together, how much of the similarities in a lot of the story beats you start to see. You start to notice some repetition there, as opposed to, oh, this thing's gonna happen and this person's gonna do this, and you're totally right every time. So, I mean, it's what it is, but I'm still enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. 4 is definitely my best experience yet as far as gameplay is concerned.
They nailed it.
Yeah,
they nailed it when they got to that, like by that stage, which is you would expect, and they've improved each time. So, I just remember that I can't spoil it for you. There's one part is towards the end, kind of like a vista, I guess, when you come out through the jungle in one section. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
I just remember it like playing it through the first time, just like, wow, look how far gaming's come. Like, this is cool.
Wait, that's not the Lost City, is it?
I can't say. I don't know.
Lost City, and that was
No.
interesting.
No, but yeah, you do go. That's a cool area. You do go to some awesome spots in 4. They really ramped it up. I wasn't a super fan of the end section. You'll see when you get there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anything else?
Goes. No, that's it for me. It's been pretty quiet this week. Work's been ramping back up, so I've been kind of stuck back into that for a little while, which is nice. So not as much gaming this week. What about you, man?
I've been trying to escape from somewhere still.
And I
still haven't managed to escape from it. Tarkov. I'm enjoying it even more and more each day. The more I actually get into play it, which was on the weekend, which was good. Actually, to sit down and proper put some time in and concentrate on doing raids and being a bit more meticulous about what you're doing. Yeah, crazy good game.
How's the new season? How are you feeling with the drops and the location changes and stuff now that you've played it a bit more?
It's a weird sense of the game that, and pick nearly any other game, it starts off easy and gets harder towards the end. Like, enemies get harder, just everything gets harder. Tarkov is the opposite. The more you spend, like, the start is brutal, but then becomes easier. Like, the enemies don't get harder, and you just get better guns and better gear and better loadouts and whatnot. So, yeah, it is definitely a game that if you can survive those first 10 levels, like, and really push through, which could take you, a very long time, it really starts to open up. And you can see some really cool loadouts and really cool plays, and you start to get very tactical in how you want to play it. Thoroughly enjoying it immensely, and even more so after this wipe. It's been good. Like I think I said last time, is fighting people on even terms. Not
it's not skewed towards people the entire season. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I'm not, because there's no skill-based matchmaking or anything like that. It's just leveled, which is what it should be, and adds to the experience. But yeah, you can literally spawn in and walk 20 meters sometimes, and some insanely skilled player with a good sniper rifle knows the angles to get, and he can shoot you across map with things. It's just like, fuck. Righto.
Oh dear.
Back to the lobby again, but then you go back in and you learn to fucking duck when you're going through that area, because who knows who's watching you.
Exactly. They could be the very same map. You never know.
It's still chaotic playing with people though. It's a lot of fun, but it's definitely a lot harder when you're playing co-op or with a group, just because there's no UI, there's no interface, there's nothing that tells you that your teammate is your fucking teammate. Shout out to Volley for shooting me the other night, nearly taking me down in the stairwell in the dorms there. It was really well done. That's how hard the game, like that's what it is. It is a lot of fun, and coordinating and whatnot. It's just every time whenever I go to try and do a bit of a geared run, which is like, I'm very low level still. So for me to do a geared run, which is I'm spending the money that I probably shouldn't be spending it on, every time, man, I go to do it, it's like I run into the sweatiest players that have ever played, and they just annihilate me or even a shitty scav will kill me for some unknown reason, just be luck.
Just looked at
So
it
yeah,
funny.
yeah, it's a really good game. Now, I'd highly suggest if you're into your first person shooters and you want a challenge, to definitely check it out. Go have a look. And they got the Twitch drops on at the moment too, which is I thought it would have been bad, but because they made them not found in raid, so the items that you get, you can't sell on the flea market because there's a whole economy going on in there with trades that you can sell other to players and whatnot. So they made sure that all the drops you get, you can only use yourself. They're personal drops
Oh, that's
only.
good. Yeah, it's personal drops. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, so because it was like, holy shit, are they just going to flood the entire game with really rare items and whatnot, and it was just devalue a lot of things. It's so super early in the wipe, but looks like they haven't. And yeah, I think that's going on for a few days.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it started last week, right? The Twitch drops.
Yes, it did. Yeah. I think there's a lot of them are doing it for charity as well. I know, like Pestily, Australian streamer, he was like one of the big ones, and he was doing like his whole thing was dedicated to Starlight, which he does all the time. I think he raised like close to $1 million or something ridiculous.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, he does an incredible job. All from Tarkov. So, yeah, that's about it. Shall we get into some deals? Let's fly through these.
Yeah, let's get through these. We got a chunk of these to get through.
We do. So PlayStation Plus has not changed. It's still Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2. PlayStation deals. We have Stranded Deep for $20.96 and Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, for $16.21. That's an insane, especially if you've seen the reveal that we'll talk about soon about the new Horizon game. Over at Xbox, we have the Game Pass pick of the week, still Alan Wake. Games with Gold, we got Shantae the Pirate, Coffee Talk, and Sin Mortar, which are still on there for 2-3 weeks now. I don't think they've changed them out in ages.
No, they haven't. Shantae's been on there for like 3 weeks already.
Yeah. Deals with Gold, we have Dead by Daylight, the special edition, for $23.98, and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night for $34.97. Over on the Switch, we got Summer in Mortar for $35. Now, this is like a what's the best way to put it? Kind of like an easier version of Stardew Valley. Kind of you play as a little kid, you're on an island, you got to explore and build and craft and do all that. Looks really cool. And Super Toys Cars 2 for $13.99. Put this on there because I remember way back when, like PlayStation 1 days, I can't remember the name of the game, but you used to like drive around on like oversized worlds. Like you'd drive around on the kitchen and you'd be dodging cheese.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is. Similar to that. Looks really cool. Over on the Epic Store, Ark Survival Evolved. Pretty sure everyone knows about this game. No, not one I've ever played. That and Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, what, really?
No,
no. God, don't scare me like that. Because it would not, knowing Raid, it would not surprise me at all if they were like on Epic at some point.
Yeah. Surprised it hasn't been pushed to PC. Right, are you ready?
No, never.
Strap yourself in. So we're going to start off with the big one, which is the PlayStation 5. So let's get into it. Sony has finally given the world a glimpse at the PlayStation 5 and its games. During a reveal event live stream on Thursday, Sony showed off what it's called a glimpse at the future of gaming, providing a first look at gameplay and new game reveals, as well as the console design itself. In total, there were 26 games either revealed, shown off, or confirmed for the PlayStation 5, as well as the actual design of the console itself. The PS5 console was revealed, featuring a white and black matching its DualSense controller. No price or date was revealed alongside it, but it is still planned for a holiday 2020 release. A discless version of the PS5 console was also shown off, and it's just called the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition. Again, no price or date was revealed for this version. Now, we've got a stack of games here as well that we're going to talk about, but let's just concentrate on the console for now and the presentation. So what did you think? What do you think of the console?
I mean, the memes speak for themselves. It's a Wi-Fi router, or a binder if you're very imaginative. But I I'm not a huge fan of the white look on consoles. This is just me personally. I've seen people mock up different colors of this. Like there was a black. There was one done with was really nice with the traditional PlayStation 1 colors, like the grays.
Yeah.
And
did you see the
really
Spider-Man one?
I did see the Spider-Man. Oh my god,
That is filthy, man. That is so good.
So I don't know. I don't like. It's a nice looking console, and I can see why they did it like that. It matches the controller at least, anyway. But again, same problem with the controller. I don't like that mostly white look to it. It's just a personal preference. But I mean, the console looks good. It stands and lays down, which is handy to know because it is fucking tall.
It's super tall.
Size comparisons. We're talking nearly double the size of an Xbox One X standing up.
Oh, I wouldn't go double the size. That is huge.
Maybe a third bigger.
Yeah, I'd say that,
in
but
height,
not definitely double it up. Yeah, definitely in height. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it is. It is by far the biggest console ever.
Maybe that's what they'll go for. World's tallest console. That'll be their
that'll
be their line. But yeah, it was alright. It looked good. I like the fact that they've done the two versions, the disc and the digital. I'll be interested to know what the differences between them are. If it's just going to be the same thing without a disc, or if it's going to have some extra memory on there. Because
I think they said it's just without that disc. Like hardware wise, it's just not going to have a disc tray. But yeah, you're right. It could have a bit more storage. You'd think you could buy more storage in it.
Yeah, I think like if that was a determining factor, between me buying the discless and the digital, or the digital and the disc version, I'd want more room because the hard drive on the PlayStation 5 is considerably smaller. Like it's under a gig. So the last thing
it's over a gig.
Is, what?
You mean a terabyte?
Terabyte, yeah. Especially with if you've just got Call of Duty on there, that's most of your hard drive taken up.
Exactly, that's 90% of a terabyte gone.
And with next-gen games, they're going to be bigger in size. It's going to happen, and it's going to mean end of console generation. I mean, I'm sure they'll come out with a larger memory version at some point. It means that they're going to be fighting for space on the hard drive, which is not always good. But
not for people like me with shitty internet. It's super hard. You've got to be very conscious about what you delete.
Yeah, exactly.
Because downloading things are not. It can take days up here, days of downloading, which is insane. So, yeah, I reckon they fucking nailed that look, man. I love it, absolutely love it. And when you think back to, it was like a few months ago, whenever it is, we spoke about it. Jim Ryan, the CEO, came out and said, "Look, we were semi-disappointed in the PlayStation 4 and how it looked, and it didn't feel next gen."
Yeah.
So they nailed that.
They definitely nailed what they were going for sure.
This thing, aesthetic wise, man, it looks fast and it just looks sleek.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So
yeah, I think aesthetically they nailed it. What they were aiming for.
I think it's clean, man. Like I said, I'm with you. I don't like the white. I think that's what's thrown a lot of some people off, which is fine because I didn't like the white Xbox X one as well that people have done mock-ups on, and it's just white in general. It's like, nah. But the fact that they've incorporated the V into it for 5 is just awesome. I think it's just so clean, man. The design, and when you stand it up against the Series X, and I like the Series X. Look, now it just looks like a plain box. Yeah. When you put it next to this thing, it makes it look silly. It makes it look like this plain square box. And it's like, man, I think they'll kill it when it comes to the average consumer that will look at those two things and go, if you had to say, which one is that looks good, that looks fast, or that looks different than this plain box. And I think it might work to their favor, especially if they go full crazy with the customization and what they can do, different editions, and it's like you said, you've already seen that Spider-Man one was wicked. I would buy that immediately.
Yeah, I would wait. I would not buy the day one edition and just wait for that to come out, or people that will like custom it, like do custom ones, and I'll be like, yeah, just take this and make it look fucking cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Spider-Man mock up.
It's just, I think, just aesthetic wise, I think, it's going to be a cool thing. Like, if you've got that standing next to your TV, people are going to ask what the hell that is.
Yeah, it becomes very much a
that, and you're like,
centerpiece of of wherever your space is. Realistically, like, you can't not see that in a room. Like, it does stand out compared to literally everything else. Maybe aside from like the Switch.
Yep, probably. Yeah. And this thing will stand out better than your TV.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's I'm very happy with that design. What they've done, I think it's cool. They've gone something radical, something different. Not they haven't stuck with the plain thing. Yeah. Let's see what it's going to be. Give me your price predictions. What do you think this is going to be? Since we know the specs now and we know what it looks like. Obviously, the cooling in it has been a major factor. Like, they've really focused on that cooling. They got those fans running
with a console that thin. They'd have to. Like,
yeah.
Look, I think it's going to be on the higher price, like the higher price, and that's why they haven't announced it yet. I think it's going to be up, close to like 800 plus.
You reckon 800? Yeah,
800. Yeah. I mean, look, they've always talked about how expensive it was to make, and they tried to make it cheaper by like cutting on like disk space and stuff like that, on memory. So I have a feeling it's going to be more expensive, and I think it'll be around that $800 mark.
Yeah, they'd break you. I reckon you'd shoot for, if you were going to do that, like I'd guess you'd $7.99 Australian dollars. We're talking here.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be about that. And I'm really kind of bothered that they didn't announce the price. I thought they would have.
It's
is this the standoff we're waiting for? Is the war of the prices? Because normally PlayStation comes out with the price first, always.
Normal, haven't they always? Because they've always done it at E3, I guess. But Microsoft normally traditionally goes first in that regard. Like, their press conference is always on the Monday. PlayStation's is on the Tuesday, so I guess they can always target at that. I don't know. It is a big Mexican standoff. Who's gonna do what? You're right. I think it would have been the better time for it now, because now that both companies have shown their console, shown their specs, we know everything there is to know about these machines, pretty much within reason. Even to what game should be coming out. And still no price. It kind of it's like holding back bad news.
I think I think they're holding back again because of the way the world is at the moment and the economic state we're in. It's not great. So I think a more expensive console is going to be a harder sell, no matter how good it is. Like, people are going to be like, the next year are going to be really watching their wallets pretty hard, and luxury items like a gaming console are gonna lapse in purchases, and I think between that and a high price, it's gonna affect their sales quite a bit, and that's probably why they're holding off as long as they can about the price.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to to understand or know their internal forecast of what they expect to sell. Like, would they expect to sell 1 million units by the end of the year? Like, if they launched in November,
I know Xbox has briefly mentioned that. And they're like, we know we're selling less consoles this year. Like, we know it's going to be not about the console as much.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to, it don't have to be a given. I reckon they're going to do it two ways. And I think it's tricky, and it's also smart, and it makes sense what they're going to do, I think. I reckon you've got the disc version, which holds the, your physical version. I think that'll hit at $6.99 Australian. And I reckon, even though a UHD Blu-ray disc is like $20 when they buy it in bulk, it's not that expensive. I reckon they'll eat a shitload of cost on that, and I reckon they'll launch the what do you call that? The SAD edition, the SAD edition, is it? The digital edition? Yeah, that's the Xbox one, isn't it? The Xbox S SAD edition or whatever. Yeah. I reckon they will launch that for $100 cheaper.
What if that sounds I could see that happening because I think Xbox did a very similar thing with their digital versions. They dropped it by about $50 or $100, even though it was like
It
not
costs
that
nothing.
much.
Yeah,
It costs nothing to do realistically.
because because it drives, that console then that they've sold is everything that gets played on that has come from the store. Like you are forced to use the PlayStation Store to use that console.
Yeah.
So they take the loss on not having a disc drive in it, but make that back up
In the digital purchases,
in their digital purchases and whatnot, all the publishing they have on their store, which is smart. Which maybe they could even go even lower.
Here's what I think they'll do. I think they'll announce the price of the disc version, and then they'll wait for Xbox, and then they'll juke Xbox with the digital version by about $30.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, that's a smart.
That'd be the smart way to do it. You get out ahead. You go, all right, here's our price. And then
how would they get away with that though?
Because it'd be close. They'd either have to do it the same price or just under. Like there's a balance there, but
they
I
could
think
do
that's
what
they do.
Yeah, they could do what AMD and Nvidia have been doing for a little bit now. Like, so AMD and Nvidia are obviously two of the biggest, GPU makers out there, and they are always at price point fighting. AMD has always been. I think the most recent one, AMD came out and gave them, announced like a super high, not a super high price, but it gave them a price. And then Nvidia came out a bit lower, and then AMD just cut all of that out and just went at a price that they were always going to go to, because they wanted to see what their competitors would do. I think that's what happened. Maybe you could do something. I don't know. That'd be.
Yeah, I think that's my prediction. They'll wait for Xbox and then release the price of the digital version. And it might come with it might come with like something like a fucking set of headphones or an extra controller or something. Who knows?
What is it now? Like, so we're nearly in, we're mid-June. We've got less than 6 months to go. What do we got? Maybe we got 4 months maybe before these things come out. When do you reckon we're going to see the price?
Within a month.
Within a month.
Month or two.
Well, they've got to open up pre-orders soon.
What's coming up next? What would have been coming up next convention wise? Would have been Gamescom? Is that next?
PAX E3? Maybe there'd be. There'd be a few cons in there, like.
Yeah, I mean, none of the cons are going to be open because we're still under capacity restrictions. But I think it'll be like about a month. We'll hear prices.
Yeah, right. And do you think it'd be a big thing? Do you reckon it'd be like a live stream or a pre-recorded show again, or is it something you'd just drop on the PlayStation blog?
For PlayStation, I don't know. Xbox has their first party games presentation coming up shortly, though. I just remembered that.
Yeah, in July.
So we may hear from Xbox first, and then PlayStation will do it a couple of days or the same day. And no, that's what they'll do. They'll drop it that day to fuck with Xbox, because that's what they do. That's what Sony have always done. Anytime Xbox has an announcement, Sony conveniently has an announcement that is arguably just as cool, if not cooler. So I think
they've both been at that though. Xbox have been all this week. They've been at that. You've seen Twitter. It's full of promoted tweets of them just trying to Game Pass and play Hitman 3 that was announced on the world's most powerful console. It's like, I love it.
Yeah. But I think that's what will happen. We might even get it the same, if not the same week, the same day. So yeah, the Xbox first party game presentation, which is what PlayStation essentially just had. I think Xbox will announce their price there. PlayStation will do it the same day, or they will shortly follow.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there we go. I'm calling it. That's what's happening.
That's what you called. Your price was what was it? At $7.99 and.
$7.99 and
yes, $7.99 and so we're gonna lock this in. For the digital.
The digital, I think they'll go for $5.99.
$7.99 down to $5.99.
Oh no, sorry, $6.99. $100 less.
Okay.
Sorry, my brain didn't math there real well.
Holy Christ! Imagine trying to.
Just drop.
It's like this is the best Blu-ray player you've ever seen, and it cost you $200. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, so I think there'll be $100 price difference. assuming that they don't take the digital version and duck it under the Xbox price, whatever that may be. But I'm assuming the Xbox version will be fairly pricey as well, probably around $650. Or $750.
Both these things are going to be within $50 of each other, like guaranteed.
Yeah,
there's going to be none that's going to stand out. And I mean, if at the end of the day, $50, I guess, is it? If that's what's holding you back.
Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, $50. It's going to be, I guess. Would change my mind.
It would.
Now, before we continue on with the games, presentation-wise, what did you think of like the whole presentation? Because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done. Apart from like maybe a couple of shitty games in the middle there.
Okay, so I really enjoyed the presentation. It was good. It was exactly what I was expecting, except for that opening. Can we talk about the opening?
Oh,
the GTA 5 ad.
GTA thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it was literally an ad.
What the fuck was that?
How much did Rockstar pay for that?
So fucking much. And
how get going.
And for new generation, fucking all new games, and then here's a game from 2013 that you're gonna get for free on there. The power of PlayStation 5. I was like, fuck's sake, what are you doing?
Honestly, do you know how much Rockstar would have had to have paid Sony to get that spot? Because it was
not as much as they'll make off the GTA Online that people play it on.
Exactly. It came out this week that this reveal was the biggest gaming reveal ever on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's bigger than any
massive.
E3 previous. That's like that. And Rockstar got that. Picked the right time to get that ad off.
Oh mate. Oh fuck.
Milk that cow, you dirty bastards.
I honestly God thought it was a YouTube ad when I first watched it.
So
YouTube ad, but cool. As on PlayStation 5, I'm like, what the fuck?
But how was
Rockstar, are you okay?
I was like, where's the skip ad button? What the fuck is going on?
But I was like, oh god, this is that like startled my expectations a bit. I'm like, oh shit, if we're opening with GTA 5, where the fuck is this going?
Yeah, luckily it came back from there.
It came back really quickly, but yeah, it was good.
I enjoyed like the whole like the review, kind of how they were showing bits of that PlayStation getting kind of built out of the little balls and revealed and whatnot. It looked techy. It looked really cool. Yeah, I thought the presentation was pretty smooth. That Jim Ryan shots at the start. He's like, we're just going to let our games do the talking, and then backs away. It's like, yeah.
Okay, PlayStation, we get it. You're cool. We get it.
That's it. We understand. Just fucking hit the play button, someone, and let's go. Side note too, watch if any of these games that we're about to talk about next. Don't bother rewatching the stream. Go and watch the 4K videos that they uploaded. So they uploaded it all in 4K 60 afterwards. In like a huge difference. It's so ridiculous.
I haven't checked that out. I've only seen the
go and watch itself. The Ratchet one, especially the Ratchet and Clank one. That is Pixar level. That's where we're at with that fucking game coming out. It is insane. With all that, let's go into the list. So I've just picked out a fair chunk of them, not all of them. I'll go through them and we'll talk about them. So we'll kick them off with the big ones. Horizon Zero Dawn. What did you think? Forbidden West.
It looked really cool. I haven't played the first one yet. I've been holding off. I want that PC version.
Yep.
But it looked really good. The underwater section looked fucking phenomenal.
It is hands down the prettiest open world game.
Really know how to do pretty open worlds.
Oh,
they really do.
It looks really good. I don't think there was gameplay. Like they said, it's gameplay. Like they said
it was a Ubisoft gameplay trailer.
Yeah, it's basically that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It looks. But I fucking play the first one. If the first one was really good, looked really, really good, I'm sure this one is going to look insane. Really interested in that world. It looks a bit more alive, I think, just from what they've shown. Yeah, I think it's going to be sick. This is Aloy and Horizon Zero Dawn is turning into Sony's Zelda. I think that's that's what they want this thing to be. They want it to be a big IP for them, and it's looking good.
They'll have the big ones. It'll be like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, probably Spider-Man, and they'll be like there. And I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. Will we see more Last of Us? I don't know. Who knows?
Next one, interesting one. One that I don't think any of us saw coming was Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales was announced. Now, to be fair, this is only a standalone kind of expansion, which makes perfect sense because it's what Sony kind of does with their Lost Legacy and First Light and whatnot. It's been a thing they have done to kind of tie a gap between their bigger sequels. I think it was sold the wrong way. It kind of
The
like
messaging was definitely mixed. Like I saw this,
yeah,
like,
it was
oh
a little
shit,
bit
new
off.
Spider-Man game,
Well,
and they
see,
didn't.
when I first saw it, I was like, that's 2 years, man. That's no way you can turn that around that quick. Like you would have to be flying to get that to go.
Yeah,
So
but Miles Morales too is such a fantastic character. Like in his own right, is like up there with Peter Parker as far as like story goes, and he would need realistically a full game.
yeah, which he was in the first one
Briefly, yeah, it was like an introduction.
briefly. Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. I was a bit disappointed that it wasn't a full game, because that's kind of was how it was sold. I mean, it was just a trailer, but there was kind of that assumption
it's weird.
of new PlayStation 5 games.
Was it? Yeah, yeah, because it was never two. They know it was never Spider-Man 2, which is what you'd expect from they had Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've played Lost Legacy, I played First Light and all that. They are, it's not an expansion. Get that out of your head. It is much bigger than that. But it's not, it's not that full game. No, which means also that the price is going to be lower.
Cheaper. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, which at a launch, if that's it's a launch one, that's really good.
That's solid.
You get that. Yeah, like that. Marvel Spider-Man was what I think it's the biggest selling new IP they've got. Like it was huge. It did ridiculous numbers, which Spider-Man does wherever he goes. Having this as your launch game, that's
smart move.
Yeah, very smart move.
Also, it looked phenomenal.
Oh yeah, go watch the 4K one, man.
It's going now. You've told me about the 4K ones. I'm going to go watch that and Horizon Zero Dawn because they looked they looked really good. Just like I was watching it on my phone, because I was at work.
Yeah,
and so I'm keen to kind of get the 4K versions now and just drool for a few hours.
Do yourself a favor, do it. Next one up, we have Resident Evil 8 Village. Now, I think everyone saw this coming from a gajillion miles away. The whole Village name, I think when we even covered that a while ago, it's been leaked for a while. Looks really good though. Super keen for this. I'm a massive fan of Resident Evil. Huge fan of Resident Evil 7. I thought the direction they took the game, first person, new, unique, awesome. And this is continuing on Ethan's story from 7. Which was fantastic. It's got Chris Redfield in it. Everyone's there by the looks of it. Looks like it's going to Romania, Romanian-esque. It looked creepy as hell.
It did.
Sign me up.
Took me a while to pick up that there was a Resident Evil game. Again, not hugely knowledgeable in the franchise, but it's like new game, and then I saw the 8 in the Village. I'm like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, there we go. And it clicked. I'm like, okay, Res Evil, cool. But it looked alright. I mean, again, not my tea, but it looked good.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
There's multiplayer with that too, wasn't there?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No, I don't think
so. Something else.
There was VR.
Oh, VR, right.
Yeah.
Which cool.
A side note to that, Capcom have come out and said that they have scrapped at least the PS4 version. They're not doing it.
Also, they're just focusing on PS5 now.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's. You would imagine that it'd be confirmed for Xbox One X as well. That won't be getting. So any last gen won't be getting. Well, they've said what they're trying to do. Last gen can't handle it.
Oh, fair.
So yeah, they've fully scrapped the old hardware. I did not see this coming. I didn't think a third party like Capcom would do that. I thought first parties would. Because they got financial backing. These guys
surely you'd think they'd be like, we'll get this everywhere. But I mean, if that's good though, if they're like, well, old generations aren't going to handle this. We want it to be the best it can be. That's a good sign. So,
yeah, no, it is good. And hopefully we'll support it then. If they get the chance. Gran Turismo 7 was up next. This is where we need Static here to take us through what he saw.
Looks super pretty. I mean, most like there's always a car game, like a realistic car sim in these presentations, and they're always like they're essentially a tech demo.
Yep,
like,
pretty much.
It looked nice. Lots of little ray tracing bits and boops in there, looking crispy. Sounds were really good too with the car audio. They sounded really good.
Next up, we have Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart, bringing back the Ratchet and Clank series again. Sony buying Insomniac. This is a very, it's an older IP for PlayStation. Probably the most impressive one I saw there, especially technical wise.
Yes,
that
definitely.
was insane. The
levels that loading between just like blasting through a rift.
That's instantaneous loading. That is that's that SSD crap they keep talking about.
That's the shit I want to see with next gen. I don't. I mean, pretty games are pretty games. That's cool. But this is the shit I want to see. Like really clever ways of using the power of the new consoles to make the gaming experience itself change. That's like Ratchet and Clank is essentially what I was looking for out of all these games. Like they all looked great, sure, but this had that technical advantage that you could see working in game, and it looked 100%. Really fucking cool.
Dude, I'm in. When I played the remaster, the remaster they did, and that looked insanely good. And played really well. Super keen for this. And to see, I just want to see that in action. I want to see what it's like for that for those levels to load like that. Did you see how it just goes through lands and the entire planet there, and it's so detailed?
Yes, right.
It's not like
so much.
They
weren't like plain.
So much going on.
There's like a lot of movement, a lot of moving parts. I mean,
it's really impressive.
Well, so had a lot of puzzles.
Again,
that too.
If you're watching any of these back in 4K, this is the one to go back and check out.
We might link a few of the favorites in the show notes. So if you guys want to find them, we'll do the Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Zero Dawn, the Spider-Man one, the 4K trailers. If you have the capacity to watch them, go do that. I'll be doing it as well, and no doubt you'll see me say something about it at some point.
Do it. Go watch them. It is great. The next one, and this one got me so down. I yelled actually when this.
I could hear you from here.
Oh man, I was so fucking pumped. Is Demon's Souls remake confirmed? They are doing it by Blue Point Games. This was from the second that the music came on, and the old one is carrying the body across. It's like, you mad sons of bitches, you actually did it. And holy crap, does it look good? It looks so good. Yeah, I could talk for literally weeks about this game, but I'm not going to. Just give it to me this year. Hopefully it hits this year. I don't know if it could.
I don't think it will. I think it'll be a next year.
No, I don't think. Yeah, same. Because they did Shadow Colossus, and that was only 2 years ago that came out. So, yeah, this is a 1-for-1 remake though, from the ground up with the original source code. Everything is in there, and yeah, it looks so good. I'm gonna just move on before I just get overstimulated with it. We've got Deathloop is the next one. This is from Bethesda, and Arcane Software. I think Arcane works. Yeah.
If you couldn't guess, you could tell by the gameplay. Very Dishonored.
Yeah, very Dishonored. Yeah, looks cool. Looks interesting. It's a timed exclusive, isn't it? I think it's on PC, but I don't think it's going to Series X.
I'll have to double check that one. I thought it might have been, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all the Bethesda ones were timed exclusive, which is just so fucking shit. I hate that practice, man.
It's so fucked. Also, I noticed a lot of these, like not the main games, obviously, but a lot of these were PS4, PS5 too.
Which one? Oh, the third-party ones like this.
Yeah, all the third-party ones were PS4, PS5. Like all your first parties, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, were all specifically PS5, but a lot of these were PS5. It came out with the PS4/PS5 afterwards.
Okay, I didn't catch
Um,
that.
no, I caught it in a
It
couple.
again,
I wasn't really
that
paying
makes
attention to that part, but it makes sense. You know, you want third-party developers everywhere. But Deathloop looks really cool. Like, I liked the look of it when we saw the first trailer last year. I was like, okay,
did
cool.
we see did we
I
see a
can,
trailer last year?
yeah. We saw it. Was it last year or last year? Yeah.
No. Have we really?
No.
I thought this was the first time we've seen it.
No, this isn't
I
the
haven't.
first time we've seen it. We've seen a
Right.
gameplay, not a gameplay. This is the gameplay trailer. We have seen an announced trailer. It was very short, basically outlining the premise of your game. You know, you've got
Is this
someone
at
trying to kill you.
Bethesda's presentation at E3?
Maybe,
Is that where they? Okay.
maybe. I can't
Might
remember
have
where I
been.
saw it, but we have spoken about it before. I've seen the trailer, but I really like the gameplay. It looks really cool. I like that vibe that Arcane have got going on. The concept's really interesting too. You've got someone hunting you. You've got to try and survive and learn levels and everything, and then go back to it and go back to it again. So it'd be really, really cool to do. But I was pretty excited for this one. I liked it. I liked what I saw
Yeah,
so
no,
far. Lots of cool powers
I'm
in there and stuff.
I'm in. I'm keen. It does look interesting. Next up, we have NBA 2K21. Pretty stock standard one. Everyone would have seen
All
coming
that
from
sweat.
2K.
So much sweat.
So much real sweat in HD,
Real-time sweat technology.
loaded in instantaneous from the pores.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it is what it is. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. It's interesting. I didn't catch who was doing it. I don't know if it's there goes my brain, and I've totally forgot the developers. They just released Dreams Media Model.
yeah,
Media
it is
Molecule.
Media Molecule.
Okay, so it is right. Okay,
Yeah.
I was wondering if they were. So this kind of makes sense now. Why Media Molecule was so damn quiet. Most of the PlayStation 4 gen, obviously working on Dreams was quite challenging, but
Yeah.
they've, by the looks of it, they've had like a little B team cracking away at Sackboy.
And
Not
it
for
looked
me,
alright.
but
I mean, we've seen this style with like Little Big Planet and stuff like that, and Sackboy looks good. You know, it's not going to be a massive console seller, but it'll be one of those kind of solid little games you pick up in a deal or whatever, or you get for your kids or something.
good for kids to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one, the next one, I'm going to say this a lot actually, that I'm excited for, was Hitman 3.
Fucking yes.
Looks absolutely spicy as Agent 47 is back, and this is the final in the trilogy. It's
no
all
more
over
after
after
this.
this. It's all done, and yeah, it's looking good. Looks like he's really on the hunt this time, which is it. Gameplay trailer I think comes out soon. I can't remember when they
It'd be interesting what the gameplay trailer looks like, because I mean they wouldn't want to derive too much from what they've done already, as far as the rest of the series.
No, I think they're going to have more emphasis on narrative this time.
It looks very like the way they presented it looked like it was going to be very story heavy, like being it's the conclusion to the trilogy is like here's how everything ties together, which is good. That'd be nice.
Fantastic games. That whole series, I've loved them from all the way back on the PlayStation 2 days. Love it. Next up, Ghostwire Tokyo. What did you think of this? Now, this is one we've seen at E3 before
E3
by
last
Bethesda
year.
again.
Yeah. This one, I was looking forward to this title because the concept and what they kind of showed out of the trailer, the first trailer we saw, looked interesting. But it looks like a lot's changed. Like, combat-wise, it looks very different to what we were expecting or
So that's funny that it is. Yeah, no, you're right, because we've swapped now. Because when it was first shown off, I was like, yeah, I would rather it go more action horror than the Silent Hill type vibe that it was given. And that's exactly what they've done. It's gone more action horror, which is a genre that is not huge. You think of horror games, even the Resident Evil ones, Outlast, and all those games that have come out recently, they're not action horror. Whereas games like Fear, if you've ever played Fear, it was still pretty successful. So I'm quite hopeful.
Yeah, no, I liked it. Yeah, no, I'm definitely in on it. I was like, this is unexpected. I wasn't expecting this from this game, and I'm still really happy with it. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. especially story wise and how they kind of weave that into the world. But it
Yeah,
looks really
definitely.
cool. I'm down for it though, for sure.
After this, we have Godfall. Now we've already seen a little bit of Godfall previously. It was announced originally at the Game Awards last year. This is a PC, PlayStation 5 exclusive. Probably the worst trailer for me out of that entire presentation. It just, to me, it
That
didn't look
music
good.
was so
The
off-putting
music was
too.
so horrible. Whoever cut that trailer together just really needs to kind of get with the program a little bit and what it was. It was so contrasting when it was sandwiched between the other games. It was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you show that? Like, and in that,
Yeah,
the music is horrible.
there was like the music was like in no way fitted either the gameplay that was going on or the theme of the entire game.
No, exactly.
And I was like, did they fuck up the audio tracks or what's going on here? But I mean,
the wrong button.
this game just kind of looked meh.
It did. It looked
it looks like an average
super
live
boring.
service game.
Yep, that's
And
pretty much.
I don't know how it's gonna go.
The only good thing about it was that it got an extended gameplay demo at the PC Gamers Show the following, I don't know, a few days later. Looked much better.
Much better? Okay,
way better. Yeah, it actually looked, a lot more interesting. Still not completely sold on it, but being a launch game, probably pick it up anyway because there won't be too many of them.
Yeah.
Pragmata was next. Now, this is a new IP from Capcom. Again, no gameplay shown. It was a very cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? This is I was getting, to be fair, when the astronaut dude starts walking down that street, the helmet and everything reminded me of Dead Space. I was like, holy shit, is Isaac Clarke's thing come up? And it's like, please do it. And it's not.
And it's Space Karen.
It's Space Karen, all right. That whole, it's weird, isn't it? What a weird
the
trailer.
Gunplay looked really tight. It looked really interesting. The gameplay loop again is like a roguelike kind of thing. So you die, go back to the start, die, go back to the start.
No. You're thinking of a different one.
Am I?
No.
Are you sure?
Yep. You're thinking of Returnal. That's coming up next.
I am too. Shit.
Pragmata was the guy, the big astronaut with the huge bloody walking arm thing, and the cat that's like a hologram, and the little girl, and
I got Death Stranding vibes from that. Pulls
through into the city, and I got Death Stranding.
Yeah, Death Stranding. Yeah, sorry. Now that I know which one you're talking about, yeah, that one was weird.
Yeah, cool.
And I'm okay with it. It was a cool kind of weird.
The only downside for me was it's not out till 2022. So that is
it's gonna be a very late game, yeah.
Yeah, that won't. See you later. Like, don't even keep that one on your brain, really. Which sucks because, fuck, they showed it off really well.
They did, yeah. It was interesting concept and the way that I want to say combat, but it really wasn't how that worked.
There was no combat. That was just all fucking cinematic. Love shots.
The way the combat looked anyway. Anyway,
Astro's Playroom up next. Not much more to say on that one. It's Astro. Astrobot VR was very good. So they're obviously trying to cash in on that by the looks of it and give Astro his own game. Oddworld Soulstorm, that's right. Again, a very old IP for PlayStation coming back. I think it's PC and Xbox as well.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Looks really cool. Again, quirky little games. Returnal. Now, this is the one that you were just talking about.
Yeah,
that was the live die repeat thing. Karen, and the shit gets really weird. And I'm the same. I'm with you. I'm pretty keen on it to see what it's like.
Yeah, I'm interested to see more on that one and how the story's working at least. I want to know more about that.
It does look really interesting. Destruction All Stars, didn't really catch too much of that one. I think it's more of like a
this was interesting.
Talk us through it.
Okay, so in this game, when you remember that roller skate game that we were going to see, that we saw an alpha of through EA a while ago, like the roller derby game. I thought it was that when I first watched it. and then these people jump down into their cars, and it's like a giant demolition derby. But there seems to be some weird aspect of it where you get knocked out of your car and you have to run around as a person amongst all these cars as well.
Okay.
So there's like an interesting Titanfall-esque mechanic there where you're in or out of your car. But I'm not sure how it works because people like with jumping and flipping over cars as they charge them and all kinds of shit. So I'm interested to see what that gameplay loop is like because it's obviously a multiplayer game.
Do you think they want it to be the next Rocket League?
Possibly, it could be an answer to Rocket League, I guess.
It's the kind of vibe I was getting from it.
Yeah, no, I can say it looks great. I want to see more about the actual gameplay itself and how that works. It's got me interested though.
Yeah.
Even just as a fun with friends game, you know, one of those kind of ones you pick up for a weekend and just fuck around with. But I want to see more about it. To see what that's like.
Tickle me interested. We can mark that down for you. Moving on to the next one, it was Project Athia. Now this is from the lovely folks at Square Enix. Again, don't expect to see this one anytime soon. I think it's got to launch in 2022, if not forever never, because it's Project. Anything labeled Project, pretty much, especially from fucking Square, you're never going to see.
You know what it reminded me of? Was the tech demo.
Yeah, oh yeah, there was a bit of that
like
tech
the
demo.
Movement. Yeah, I was like,
the movement,
wow, hello.
running and the pumping.
Yeah.
An odd one.
I mean, I want to see more. I mean, when it's a project and we know we're not going to see it for a few years, if we're lucky, I don't hold out high hopes for it, but I'll keep tabs on it for sure.
Yes. All right, sounds good. Next one was Stray. Now, this is like, I don't know. It looks weird. Looks quirky. It looks kind of fun though. You play as a stray cat
in a dystopian future where there are no humans and they're all
That's
robots.
Right.
And it's weird and I like it. I have a feeling it's going to be like one of those kind of world puzzle games. So a bit of platforming, a bit of exploration, stuff like that. Basically a walking sim-esque kind of deal. But,
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, interesting. Weirdly interesting, and I like that. Yeah. I like seeing some weird games this time around. It was fun.
The last one that we have on this list, and this list is not the full list. Like I said, we would be here until tomorrow talking about it. So we did cull it down just a touch. Is Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Now, this one did look really good.
Fun. Really good, very well animated. I'm totally down for this. Absolutely, gives me Overlord vibes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It looks cool. I don't know. Did they have a date? I don't think they had a date.
No, there was no date for that. I dare say that'll be probably 2022. I get that, my guess.
Yeah. What's 21 or 22? Fucking 2 years away, Jesus.
Yeah,
that's not that far. 2022 is not that far away when you think about it.
Yeah, that's a point I want to bring up though, because looking at all these games that we've seen, what do you think will be day one, and do you think it'll be enough to validate a day one purchase of the PS5?
I think you'll get Godfall day one, Ratchet and Clank day one. Oh no, probably won't get Ratchet. Sorry, you'll get Marvel Spider-Man day one. Definitely won't get Resident Evil. Maybe Gran Turismo 7. I don't know. Just by
GT 7 will be an opener. That's easy.
That's three first party games. Then 3 exclusives.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, who knows, man? Like to me, that would be enough to. I mean, if it came out with no fucking games, I'm gonna buy it. Yeah. That's why they're going to have the PlayStation 4, like, so, you know, PS4 games can play on it. That's why Xbox games can play on the new Xbox. It is the first 6 months are always pretty bad. Fucking, like, do you remember?
They're always pretty rough.
Like, they're getting better.
Terrible.
They're getting better. Yeah, PS3 was horrible, man. on. I remember having Resistance. That was about it, which was fine because it had a wicked multiplayer. Obviously, there was a few others, but it got to the point where I played all the PlayStation 3 games for the first 6 months. Like, there were no games on the system to play. I'd played them all. So,
Jesus.
they did not have many. So, yeah, I reckon if they can aim for that, and you're going to have a lot of third-party stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you've got your Call of Duties.
Because like the third parties, again, you're going to be able to play in other places for the most part.
Definitely. That's very true.
I think for me, it's going to come down to price. If it's at that 800 mark and it's only a couple of games, I'm probably going to be inclined to wait.
Yeah, that'd be fair.
I waited to the end of the generation to get a PS4. So,
I bought one every day one, so I'm staying to that.
Yeah, that's fair. I might hold off. I don't know. We'll see what happens to the pricing. That's what's going to determine it for me, I think, is where the prices land.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They're like, Yep. So, overall, give me for the last part on this PlayStation 5 reveal, give me a score out of 10. What did you think of the presentation compared to, I don't know, previous presentations, other presentations? What did you think?
It was a solid 8.
Solid 8.
Solid 7 or 8. Like most of those games, I was interested in for one reason or another, or I wanted to see more. Again, GTA really fucking threw me off, and I was like, "What?" I actually yelled out, "What the fuck?" when I was watching it.
The skip button.
Yeah, but those games, like most of them, I'm like, "Yeah, this is really cool. This good lineup. This is shit I want to see." A bit bummed about Spider-Man just being a smaller game. That's cool. That's whatever. Now we know what that is. That's okay. I'm good with that. But yeah, solid 8. It was a good show all around. They gave us lots of information. The consoles look good. All the accessories look good, and are probably going to be wildly priced.
Fuck, we didn't even talk about those. Yeah, they showed all the fucking accessories, didn't they?
Yeah,
headsets,
like
TV remotes, charging stations.
That was an interesting one.
Well, they've always had the camera there for the launch, but yeah, it's always, I don't know. And one thing we haven't covered is why they didn't show, or when are they going to show PSVR 2?
I don't think we'll see anything till after, maybe, or close to launch.
Yeah, I suppose they could leave it next year.
There's not many VR titles there right now.
No.
Unless they VR enable a heap of them, which I can't see a lot of them working for. So I think, yeah, it might be a next year kind of deal. Just to kind of.
Could you imagine pie in the sky theory here? Say next year at E3, they go, right, here is the PSVR 2.0 or whatever, and here is Half-Life, Alex.
I can totally see that happening.
Oh,
I could see it happening.
That would be big. Ooh, if they could get that to work.
I mean, it depends, right? If Microsoft comes out with a VR set,
Microsoft already said they're not doing VR.
Oh, they're not.
They said you can. Yeah, they said you can just go use other people's VR things on our systems because they.
Yeah.
I mean, I use a VR headset on a Microsoft system. I don't use the Sony one.
Okay, right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could see it happening. I mean, I know Steam are more in bed with Microsoft and PlayStation are more in bed with Epic, and that's a whole thing going on. But I could see that would be really fucking cool if that was a launch title for the new VR system. I think that would do really fucking well.
There would be. There are a few good games that that could just do with the up-res to bring them up to a standard that is kind of accepted on PC, which is accepted for VR. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're going off topic with the VR thing. I think that is something, like you said, that is for maybe an E3 press conference or some sort of conference that it would probably demand its own thing. It's not something you would just like, look, here you go. For me, I'm pretty much with you. It's about an 8.5, 9 out of 10 for me. Just I thought the whole presentation, the shitty thing at the start with the GTA thing, and it was an ad. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Few low spots in the middle. But I think, overall, it was gameplay. I loved how they show a cinematic trailer, a quick talk with the devs, followed up by gameplay. Like, bam, 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 there you go.
Yeah, it was a very good cadence to have throughout the entire thing.
And then No, and then putting in like, slowly revealing the console bits and whatnot. I think it was just very well put together. Presentation, edited nicely, good music, nailed it. And obviously a lot of people agree because it was one of the biggest fucking watch things on YouTube gaming. So there you go. Let's move on to something that is not PlayStation 5 from our good friends at EA. So Star Wars Squadrons has officially been revealed. EA has formally, because this leaked last week, announced Star Wars Squadrons, a first-person space dogfighting game set after the events of Return of the Jedi and coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Origin, Steam, and Epic Game Store. It will be released for $39.99 US on October 2nd. It's developed by Motive Studios. The game will include both single-player story and multiplayer modes, with cross-play support across all platforms, and can be played in VR on the PlayStation 4 and PC. EA will premiere gameplay at the EA Play Live on June 18th, a mere 2 days away.
Fucking yes.
Look cool.
Yes, it looks really cool. I mean,
that's
EA,
all.
so I'm always skeptical, but
yeah, that's all. EA's good at making pretty games, man. They can make games look really good. Dragon Age, fantastic. Mass Effect, like all of those, they can look really, really nice. It's the gameplay that I'm most interested.
I want to see joystick integration. Has to be.
That would be cool.
Yes.
I am very close to pulling the trigger and doing it in VR.
Do it. I need to know what it's like for VR. I'm not going to get a PSVR set for a while, or any kind of VR set for a while. So you need to tell me. So you have to get it in VR. I mean, it'll just be VR enabled, right? We won't have to buy a separate.
No. It's just VR enabled. Yeah, you don't.
So you've got your kit. You just have to try it out.
Yeah, because generally these games don't make you too giddy. They can a little bit, but we'll see. At least you're sitting. Like I don't fucking stand for 8 hours.
VR would be interesting.
Again, this I'm very, very, very interested to see what they do, because obviously we've had kind of fighting, like the aerial combat. Yeah, there we go. Finally got it out. Aerial combat in the Battlefront games.
Yeah.
So this one is obviously, that times hopefully 1,000. They're making it much bigger and better and more detailed, and hopefully you can customize all your wings and stuff.
Oh no, there is customization in there.
Good.
They've said there's no microtransactions, which is good.
I love it. That's
I mean, it's only like EA, man. That's good. It's like
as soon as their game comes out, it's like world premiere. No microtransactions.
No microtransactions.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my issue I have with this game that I can potentially see. Now, obviously the gameplay will be out in 2 days, and I could be completely wrong, but I don't want the entire game, however they've got it set out in space on land, to kind of be in a fishbowl, if that makes sense, and everyone's just like zooming around trying to, there's no structure there to it. Like I want that a little bit, but I also want some kind of structured runs, especially the story stuff.
Yeah, definitely with the story
stuff. To keep the gameplay, interesting, and, to give the player something to focus on. If it's just in the vacuum of space and you are flying around looking at pretty things shooting shit, yeah, that's going to be fun. But how long will that stay fun for before it gets a bit tedious? Like, I'd like to do something while I'm out here. So that's my only concern. Not saying that that's what's going to happen with it. It could totally nail it. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to most. What are you looking forward to most to seeing out of this game on? Hang on, is it Tuesday, Friday? Friday, we'll see it.
I want to see more of how the maps are going to work. Like like you said, as cool as fighting in the vacuum of space is alright. Same kind of thing, but I would really like to see some like on-world locations too.
Surely they would have to. They're not gonna.
I mean, they would definitely with the story mode, but I'd love to see like multiplayer maps and stuff, because I have a feeling this is going to be mostly multiplayer. There'll be a short story campaign, introduce you to the mechanics, the worlds, the maps probably as well. You probably fly through them. Again, it's only like a half price game, less than. So I'm not expecting huge things out of the story. As long as it's competent and it does a good job, I'll be fine. The big thing with this will be the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So
Again,
I want to see how the system works and how the maps are working and how they're combating that kind of, oh, look at that, we're fighting the vacuum of space thing. And how the barriers are going to work too.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen. You're going to go past the barrier and it's going to go, you must turn around. It's going to flash red and it's going to give you a 10-second countdown before it boots you out of the game. Yeah, okay. So you got pretty much the same concerns as I do. I'm glad that they have come out and said that it's only $39.99. I think that's good. It's setting it's setting an expectation now.
Yeah. It's like,
which is
this
good.
Isn't a full price
if
game.
They had,
just
exactly. If they hadn't have said that this is not a full, everyone would have assumed that this is a full retail price game. Then, fuck, I would love to know what the hell they done to make it interesting. To fully pay that. Like, if there's only so many gameplay tricks you can do while you're sitting in aerial combat.
Yeah.
Because you can't get out. You're stuck in that vehicle. So. Anyway. Interesting. 2 days left to go, and we'll find out. Next one. Holy bejesus.
Another big one.
This is huge. So we enjoy talking about Destiny as a franchise, as a series on this podcast. It's had its highs and its incredible lows, and back up again to its incredible highs. And I am, from what we're about to read, we're on a high. I think we're heading up. We're heading vertical. In a very great fucking position. Okay, let me read this out. This is going to take a while. Grab your Doritos, sit down and have something to eat while I read this to you. Keep your eyes on the road. Destiny 2 next gen details. So this is Beyond Light expansion has been revealed. Bungie has revealed new details on the future of Destiny 2, including the Destiny 2 Universe Season of Arrivals, the Destiny 2 Beyond Light expansion, and the news that anyone who owns a version of the game will be able to upgrade to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X versions for free. Bungie further detailed that Destiny 2 on the PlayStation 5 and Series X will run at 4K 60 frames a second, and all expansions owned by the players will carry over at no extra charge. Furthermore, Destiny will support intergenerational crossplay with console families. So that's PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 and Xbox One to Xbox Series X, with the hope that full crossplay between all consoles will arrive in the next year or so. Destiny 2 Beyond Light, the next expansion for it, will be released on September 22nd, 2020, and will allow players to venture to Europa, Jupiter's frozen moon. Guardians will be able to brave the unrelenting glacial frontier, infiltrate the Golden Age Braytech facility, and uncover the secrets that lie deep within the ancient ice. Guardians will also be able to wield a mysterious new power called Stasis, which is a new elemental power that will join Arc, Solar, and Void, and give Titans, Warlocks, and Hunters new ways to play. A new 6-person raid has also been announced, which will take place in the Deep Stone Crypt, below the frozen tundra of Europa, which also challenge players and reward those who complete it. Beyond Light will also see the rise of Eramis, which is a group of splintered houses of the Fallen, and that have rallied together on Europa under the banner of the Fallen Kell of Darkness. In addition, Bungie teased the Witch Queen, and Lightfall. These are the next 2 expansions after Beyond Light, and these will arrive in 2021 and 2022. The next season of Destiny 2, Season of the Arrivals, was also detailed, and sees a dark omen entering the system that will have Guardians searching for answers under the shadows of the mysterious pyramid ships. The new season's activities began today, which was a few days ago now, with the launch of the new dungeon, Prophecy, that will be available to all Destiny 2 players. By completing Prophecy, Guardians can unlock the new Dato Foundry armor and reprise Trials of the 9 armor sets. Throughout the season, there will also be messages of darkness that can be found on Io, new public events beneath the newly arrived pyramid ship on Io, new rewards, new engrams that players can choose, and of course, new gear to find. Season Pass owners will unlock the new Wither Horde exotic grenade launcher and seasonal armor sets. Bungie also decided to begin its Destiny 2 stream with an 8-minute and 46-second tribute to George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement. Whew. Done.
Right. So
digest that for everyone.
Digest that. Just let that sink in. So
just spit that out.
First things first, the cross-gen is coming. They're working on it. That's good. I think that's the first time we've really had that confirmed properly that they're working on it. In an official state anyway. Fantastic. I think that'll be with the the 2021 expansion. I think that'll be alongside that.
It's
or
good.
Maybe in between. Who knows? But I think that's the way they'll do that. 60k of the 60k, fucking 4K 60 FPS. Fantastic for consoles. Brilliant. People have been asking for that. Really hoping they get a field of view slider.
You're not getting that shit on console.
Maybe. We'll see. I think they should. They deserve it. They need it.
They're playing big enough to me.
That's a really cool. The most interesting part about this is we now know what's coming for the next 3 years. Or the next 3 expansions. And they haven't done that before, which means we've got essentially they have this planned out. They know exactly what they're doing as far as they haven't the final one, Lightfall, I think they've called it, is only a code name at the moment. They haven't officially named it.
So stick with Lightfall. I like it.
Yeah, I think from what people have been saying that the title of the final expansion for this set is a bit of a spoiler as to what happens in the next 2 seasons or the next 2 expansions. So they're keeping it under wraps for the sake of that. But this is really cool, man.
This to me is thank fuck Activision isn't involved anymore. If Activision was involved, this would have been this and the expansion that's getting beyond that comes this year would have been squished in. It would have been sold at the end of the year as Destiny 3. And it would have been exactly like Destiny 2. It would have been rushed, fuck all content, and pick it all up with DLCs and, fix it later as the live service continues. Obviously, Bungie now free of the Activision shackles and don't want to go down that path. They've got to drop the 2, I think. Get rid of it. Just call it Destiny.
That's another thing that's interesting is something they talked about during the reveal stream was the Destiny Vault, the content vault. So basically what they're going to be doing is stripping back everything because they're we're staying with Destiny 2. This is the game we're going to work on. We promised an evolving world. We're going to deliver on that. And starting again kind of makes that irrelevant. And that's why they've decided to go the route they have, which is cool. But they'll be taking content that isn't as played, putting it away till a later date. Where they'll be bringing it back, revamped, upgraded, new experiences on locations. Entire locations are disappearing as well off the map.
Heaps of them are. I think, wasn't Mercury's gone? Woo! There's about probably 3
gone.
people.
I think
3 people cheered that.
Io's going as well. I think. But yeah, no, Nessus, possibly. The Leviathan's going. The Leviathan's going as well. So anyone that wants to do those raids before will have to kind of get in now. I know they're stripping back a lot of the raids as well. But they were also announced that the Vault of Glass will be coming back in Destiny 2.
The OG. Give me King's Fall, damn it.
They're talking about upping the enemies to what they have now. So we're talking Champion Praetorians and shit like that. So it's going to be fucked.
Fuck that.
It's going to be fucked. That's exciting. I'm cool about that because I know there's a lot of people that haven't experienced those raids like the classics.
There's heaps of so
that'd be good.
I'm with you, man. Doing that, the sunsetting of older content. They're not just doing it just for the sake of doing it. They actually do have a physical requirement to get rid of that and lower the size of Destiny. I guess
because they're about 100. They're hitting 100 gig now.
They're getting close to their limit. I think is what they're allowed to on consoles.
Yeah,
you're sure. Yeah, there is a physical limit they're allowed, so that their game can't just be ginormous and take up all the real estate. How the fuck Activision gets away with it, I don't know. But yeah, I reckon it's cool. I'm glad that this is. They still have more information to dole out on what they're going to be doing in between the big expansions. I kind of want seasons to go away. Just get rid of the season. No, it's not.
It's happening for sure.
Seasons are staying, which is fine. So they're going to have to work on the seasons. They're going to have to improve it, make them much more I don't know,
boss.
rewarding. Yeah, just give me something like even unique things that can only be done
definitely.
there and there, because that will pull me back in to do. I don't want to go into a season and go run this strike 55,000 times.
Go do
this.
this very similar 6-man activity that's match made.
Yeah, like, are you serious? I've done all this stuff before. Give me something really cool, really unique, and that will get me back, even if it's just for a weekend, to jump in and get things done. Then
exactly.
that's cool. Really happy about the new expansion that is coming. New subclasses. Finally, we're going to go see
First
the darkness.
time since Destiny 1
Yeah,
as well.
that
That we've
it?
had
Yeah,
first time since Destiny 1 that we've had a new element.
Yeah, that's true.
So really cool. They said it's going to work differently too, the way it's built. But stasis. So we're going to be like slowing shit down and.
Yeah, the hunter looks like he gets 2 ice picks, like sickles that he fucking dual wields and throws. The warlock looks like he has a big staff type thing that shoots something, and the titan looks like he has titan things, which is smashing shit with his hands.
Yeah.
Titans like to bonk things on there, with their hands. So that's what titans do. Yeah, cool, man. I reckon this is
good. I like it. As long as I can figure out the season pass stuff now, to make it interesting and worthwhile to come back to every once in a while. Again, I like the fact that they've modeled it so it's individually based. So like, oh, this season looks really cool. I want to go do this. You can do that. That's fine. But I need that. This is really cool. I want to come back and do this.
Yeah, same.
Talking about trying to eliminate as much FOMO as possible as well, because they've had a huge issue with that with previous expansions. Fear of missing out. As far as their content, people are kind of like, well, I have to come back because if I don't do it, I don't see this again. So that's good. I think they're on the up and up now. I think they've figured out where they're going now.
It was a very solid reveal. I think they did really well considering this thing was pretty much all, everyone's been under lockdown, that they've put this together.
Yeah.
I like the big balls play of coming out and showing this is where we're going. Like, this is it.
This is
like,
3 years from now.
3 years from now. This is where the game's going. If you want in, like, stay with us because this is where the direction that we want to go.
And it wasn't just the next 3 years either.
It's the next 3 years to this storyline. What they're trying.
Storyline. So their sell is everything you've done in Destiny until now is the prologue to what happens after.
Well, leading up to what's happening. Yeah.
So that's really cool. I like that they've got. All right, we've got 3 years certain, and then we know we're doing more stuff after where we've got ideas we're working on. So,
or they just turn the servers off and have a break, which I would not be open. I'd be happy. Just like, and flick them down. That's it.
Goodbye.
See you, Guardians. Goodbye. Oh, you vault deleted. That was the wrong button. Shit. No, very cool. Very solid showing from Destiny. The right direction. Sunsetting of everything. Clearing up that HUD. Making it a lot easier for newer players to jump in because it is a free-to-play game. So newer players jumping in is going to be much more streamlined in the options of where you can go, where you're supposed to be going. A new raid. Awesome.
Yes, finally.
Getting rid of old ones, bringing back new ones. Yeah. Sign me up. Just, damn it. Do King's Fall first.
No, Vogue first. I think they'll do them in a while.
It will be Vogue first. I wonder how they're going to do it with... Would they send you back to Venus?
Yeah.
Or would they
send you back to Venus?
But would they load that entire planet?
Maybe.
Or would they just load that first section for you to land in and kind of go from there and go into the first encounter?
Oh, yeah, it'd be just like a marker on the map. You go to the raid and you land on that first
area. Yeah, it's not like you can just land as a patrol as Venus and go in there. I don't know.
I think the coolest part about Venus was, especially the Vault of Glass, was like you could interact with people that were starting the raid. Like you could go and help them out or just
help them out was really cool.
So I if they bring back the Vault of Glass, I really want to see that again because that was half the experience. I want to see like. Even if like they just bring it back for whatever, they have a few patrol missions. I swear the story missions are based for that season or whatever. And you just constantly go into Venus. I think that would be fine. Yeah. Also, Exo Stranger is back.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Another one from Destiny.
A storyline that they said was done.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, I think. Do you think the replacement for Cade?
No, I don't think
No,
we're
you
going to
don't
be seeing
reckon?
a replace. I don't think we're going to be seeing a replacement for the Vanguard. I prediction my story. I think we're going to see the Vanguard split.
I think Cade will come back. It was all a trick.
Maybe they're trying to update. Maybe that's where they're going there, is to try and get Cade back.
Get his memory
Re-upload
back.
his memory. Yeah.
Because for those who do not, Europa is the main home, isn't it, of the Exos?
It's the birthplace of the Exos. So the Deep Stone Crypt is where all Exos are created, or were created. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm all about it.
Cool,
I like
man.
it. Yeah.
Frozen Tundra, bring it on. All right, last bit of news for the day, for the evening, because this is a chunky episode.
It's a big one.
Yeah, some girth in this one. Last off is JB Hi-Fi is in trouble over Last of Us 2. Poor joke. So, an Australian retailer, JB Hi-Fi, might be in some hot water. An image popped up on Reddit showing of JB Hi-Fi's The Last of Us Part 2 in-store activation with a box art of the game. However, instead of the game's logo, it read, "A very angry lesbian." Someone at JB Hi-Fi clearly put a lot of effort into the replacement, as it uses the same font. According to the Reddit users, the box in question has been taken down. However, it was too late, as the image is already online. It was clearly done in jest, but it has just been seen as offensive to some. The "A very angry lesbian" reference refers to lead character Ellie in the game.
I thought someone had just dropped this off done this at the home and dropped it off the local store. When I saw this, I didn't realize that it was done by JB Hi-Fi. I was like, oh man, yeah.
I saw it on Twitter because Press Start tweeted it out. Like, check this out. And it's like, holy shit! Like, is this really someone actually did this?
Yeah, I was in total disbelief. I'm like, are you serious? Really?
How dense do you have to be in everything that's happening in the world at the moment? This dude or this girl, whoever's done it, is clearly probably not going to have their job for much longer.
No, they're in a lot.
Daddy JB would not be happy. Yeah. Obviously, they have copped a shitload of flack. That's why they've taken it down. That Twitter thing kind of blew up a little bit, and a lot of people were a bit annoyed and pissed off about it. Yeah. As you would be. While we're quickly here, though, Last of Us 2, holy bejesus, the reviews came out for that thing, and it turns out it's just insane. So
I've seen mixed reviews. I mean, the score reviews that came out, like the first the big publisher, well, not the big news place ones, like IGN and stuff, are all 10s and 9s, 9.5s, I think. But I've seen reviews come out afterwards that are like, it's good, but it's not as good as what this 10 out of 10 page that's going around is perceived it to be.
Well, it's still that's sitting at 96 on Metacritic, so it's doing something, right? And
I have no doubt it's going to be good, but
I hate review scores. So like the ones I've read, normally I don't read reviews for games that I plan on doing. But I also looked at Alana Pierce's YouTube video. She done, because the embargo for this game was really weird. There was only certain parts they could talk about, even in the review, which I know makes sense because you don't want the people reviewing it to get the clickbait to story, to destroy it. So that makes sense. But I watched Alana's and Skill Ups, and both of those spoke negatively about the game.
Yeah, Kotaku and another one were like, it's okay, but there was definitely some marring points that were holding it back.
Both of the ones, the best of those two, like I've seen the other ones, like 10s and stuff like that. Both of those, like Alana was like, I didn't like it personally. I'd seen issues with it, but she's like, this will be one of the best games you will ever play in your life. Like, she's like, this is the ultimate gaming experience. She's like, but it's just like, it wasn't for me. It didn't do this right. The gameplay was shit, whatnot. I'm super fucking pumped. Friday, bring it on. All in. I will have it done and completed for next Tuesday for the podcast next week.
Excellent. I look forward to hearing your thoughts.
It's going to be good.
I'm not sure if I'm getting it straight up yet.
Well, I won't spoil it for you.
The other good thing,
some of the story spoilers were fucking wrong, which is good. Trust for that.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yes, some of them were
Excellent.
bullshit, which is really, really good for me. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all for tonight. It has been, it's been a big
an
episode.
episode. I don't think it's going to stop next week either. I think we're going to get more. Like we haven't even talked about Summer of Games that's happening right now either.
Oh man, this train's just kicking off. So we're going to be here for a while. But for episode 87, thank you very much for joining us. Puppies, where can people find you?
Find me all around the internet, mainly Twitter and Mixer.
And his OnlyFans page.
And the OnlyFans page, my Pornhub account, they're all there. Deft_puppies. Gray, where you at?
I'm Grey as a Gamer over on YouTube and Twitter. And that's about it, really. Yeah, I'm not anywhere else. That's enough for me. It's enough to handle just 2 fucking places. You don't need anything more. If you wanted to get in touch with us or the podcast, feel free to go over to Twitter at left_pod, and also over on our YouTube page, just go Google 2 Left Thumbs, where you can catch us live right here while we record the stream. Or if you want to come and see our faces as we talk, you can come back and watch the previous recorded content. You can find us also at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday night over on our YouTube channel. Go over there, drop a like, a sub if you want. And that's about it. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we shall see you guys all next week.
Bye.